The Simpsons predicted Donald Trump's death on April 12th, 2025.
So there's something strange going on, and I'm not sure what to make of it. Now before I even start with this video, which is going to be a doozy, let me make something painfully clear. I am not saying nor am I predicting that anything will happen April 12th. All I'm doing in this video is relaying to you guys information. You can do whatever you want with this information. Now with that being said, this is all speculation and for entertainment purposes. Now let's begin. So apparently we have this Simpson prediction going viral about something happening to Donald Trump on April 12th. But like everything else in this fake, chaotic world, the Simpsons did not predict this because the viral video going around on TikTok is actually an AI generated fake clip. But now it doesn't even matter that the Simpsons did not predict this because this AI generated fake clip has made its rounds. So even though it is a fake AI generated clip, the idea of something happening to Donald Trump on April 12th is now out there. Now, the real question is who generated this fake AI clip, and also why did they pick April 12th? Because coincidentally, April 12th is the start of Passover, which happens to also be known as the Festival of Liberation. Liberation, you don't say. I guess it's just a coincidence that 10 days before April 12th, we had Donald Trump dubbing April 2nd as Liberation Day. Again, I'm sure it's just a coincidence. Now, we also have what they call a pink moon happening on April 12th, which as we can see right here in Hebrew, the pink moon, also known as the Passover moon, is associated with the Jewish holiday of Passover. And interesting enough, the pink moon is a sign or a symbol of the arrival of spring. It is a season when pink flowers begin to bloom. We can also see that the pink moon can also be a symbol of Jesus. While also among Native Americans, the pink moon represents renewal and rebirth. And among the Jews, the spiritual meaning of a blood moon or pink moon may signify forthcoming events of a prophetic nature. Now let's go back to this fake prediction of something happening to Donald Trump on April 12th, where again, I personally find it interesting that this fake prediction falls on Passover, where we know our true Messiah, Jesus Christ, the Lamb of God, was slain on Passover, and we have this type of terminology being used for Donald Trump, where you have over and over again this term used for Donald Trump as a type of Messiah. Is Donald Trump the Messiah? Trump as a Messianic leader? Are Trump's policies a sign of the Messiah? God save me so I can restore America's greatness. Is Trump a Messianic president? Is Donald Trump a Messiah? Once again, please let me make this clear. I am just presenting to you guys information. So now with that being said, we have this news article coming out on April 5th by Mr. Benjamin right here. I'm going to come back to this idea of his name being Benjamin, where apparently state-controlled Iranian newspaper calls for this on Donald Trump. This is not the first time. As we can see, back in September of 2024, Trump warned by U.S. intelligence of Iran assassination threats. And also back in November, how Trump was briefed on Iranian assassination threats. Now, I'm not sure about you guys, but this right here sure looks like a narrative has been laid. With this friction between Iran and Trump, I find it interesting that we have this news coming out, how on September 12th, Saturday, we have talks between U.S. and Iran nuclear deal, and this will be held in Oman. Or is it Oman? Now, I'm sure it's pronounced Oman, but I kind of like Oman, and it shares land borders with Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. Oh yeah, and also Yemen. Now, let me reiterate the fact that these talks between Iran and the U.S. will be taking place on April 12th. I want to go back to this news article right here and talk about the significance of the author being named Benjamin. Because as we also know, earlier this week, Benjamin Netanyahu met with Donald Trump at the White House. I find it interesting, according to Genesis 49:27, Benjamin is a ravenous wolf. In the morning he shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil. And I find it extremely interesting how this news right here about the dire wolf returns from extinction, which is actually old news because these genetically modified wolves were born on October 1st of 2024. But for some unknown reason, they waited 7 months to highlight this story. And contributing to this news going viral was Joe Rogan having the CEO and co-founder of Colossal Biosciences on his podcast. And guess what his name is? Oh yeah, Benjamin Edward Lamb. So once again, we have another Benjamin, which as we know means a ravenous wolf, where he is the one taking credit for bringing back the dire wolf. And one more thing that most likely means absolutely nothing, but it is my own pattern recognition that I want to present to you guys, is how his last name is lamb, which makes me think of the demonic entity named Lamb that Aleister Crowley channeled back in the 1940s. Here's the full picture right here. Again, that's most likely looking too far into it, but there's definitely something going on with the Benjamin thing and how they are bringing this news out right now with headlines like this: Dire Wolf returns from extinction. Company reveals magic it's using to bring back species. And as we can see right here, they speak about the Game of Thrones, which we can also see right here with the false prophet posting about this new story and also putting a picture of these two puppy wolves on the throne, which comes from the Game of Thrones. Now, interesting enough, the headline right here of this wolf returning from magic is also found in the Game of Thrones through the character Jon Snow, where Jon Snow plays this type of Messianic figure where he is assassinated by his own Night's Watch brothers, but then through a witch using magic from the Lord of Lights, brings him back to life. So do you notice this idea right here of Jon Snow returning from magic? Once again, just my own pattern recognition. Or also, coincidentally, the two puppies that were born in October of 2024 were named Romulus and Remus, which goes back to Roman mythology, where Romulus and Remus are twin brothers whose story tells of the events that led to the founding of the city of Rome. Go figure, Jon Snow was assassinated in the same fashion as Julius Caesar. As we know, this guy right here is completely obsessed with the Roman Empire, where apparently he thinks about the Roman Empire every day. He loves to show off the Roman salute and how he openly calls America the new Rome. These individuals do not even hide the fact that they are trying to paint Donald Trump as a new type of Caesar figure, where we have articles about Trump being a type of Caesar figure and the new American empire. Now, since we are talking about twins, I find it interesting how Donald Trump is a Gemini, which directly translates to the twins, which makes me think about the movie The Prestige, which is a movie about magicians and how they perform their shows. And in this movie, with the plot, you have Christian Bale, who happens to be a twin, where he uses his twin brother to deceive individuals to perform his shows, where then in the end of the movie, his twin brother is assassinated, which is interesting because going back to Roman mythology with the story of Romulus and Remus, we have Romulus taking out his twin brother Remus. So with everything going on, I think the timing was perfect for this dire wolf story to be released, especially because the word dire means a situation or event extremely serious or urgent, a warning or a threat of a disaster. And with all of this, we also have individuals concerned that Donald Trump might declare martial law soon. How soon, you may be asking? Well, apparently, or the speculation is that he will be declaring this on April 20th, which just happens to be the end of Passover. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. Now, I understand how that was a lot of information, and the way I presented the information was so I did not lead you directly to a conclusion. I just wanted to bring up my pattern recognition, bring you the information, and then you can come to your own conclusion. With that all being said, let me please make this painfully clear. I am not predicting that anything is going to happen. I am not telling you that something is going to happen. Actually, in my own personal opinion, I don't think anything is going to happen. I just wanted to present this information because I have fun with it. I think it's fun to speculate sometimes and to have this pattern recognition and to show you guys, okay? So with that all being said, we continue to look up, realizing that our redemption draws near. There's a lot of chaos in the world, a lot of confusion, but we focus our eyes upon the Lord, for he is the author and the perfecter of our faith. We rest in him and we share the gospel with others, understanding the urgency of the times that we are living in. So with that, guys, I love you all so much. God bless. Remember, the just shall live by faith.